What's going on, guys? So, Warhammer 40,000 Pariah Nexus. I know I'm late on talking about it. Came out a little while ago now, a week or two. I actually think episode 2 is probably out at this point, but I have not watched it. I just have not had the time. But I did want to do a video on episode 1 and give kind of like my intro starting out thoughts on the series. So, I found out that this series was going to be coming out about 9 months ago, like at the very beginning of the year. And I saw the trailers and I saw the promotional like animation and whatnot for it, and it looked fantastic. And this is going to be a shorter video because if you follow my channel, you know when I like something, I don't have anywhere near as much to say about it as I do when I don't like something. And I thought it was fantastic. Pariah Nexus it's probably what we wanted out of a Warhammer 40,000 TV show for a long time. Personally, like when it comes to the idea of like a live action Warhammer 40,000 movie or TV show, and I know we're supposedly going to be getting one from Amazon Prime sometime in the future in the next couple of years or so. You know, that we'll see how well that goes, but I always knew that if enough money and attention to detail and enough just all around, let's call it giving a shit, was done, a fantastic, and I mean fantastic, animated CGI. I didn't necessarily think CGI. I thought more than likely it would be CGI, but I just knew that 40K would work animated. I just knew, and it does. I honest to God only have one gripe with this show. From watching episode 1, we'll see how it goes from here forward, but my only gripe is it's presented in these short little snippets. Like you'll get a little bit of the story, and then it'll fade to black or cut to black, and it'll say like chapter 2 or part 2, and then the next little segment will start. It's all still part of one episode. I can't remember if it's called chapters or parts or what, but it's divided into chunks, and in between each little chunk, like I said, it cuts to black or fades to black. This I kind of think is unnecessary, and I would have rather just seen the episode run straight through. It gives me the breaking it up like that gives me Astartes vibes. If anyone's familiar with that computer animated short film, it's only like combined total, it's only like maybe 15 minutes long on YouTube. It's just called Astartes. It was animated by just one guy, and it's fantastic. But he did his little Astartes short film in segments. Like you get a little bit of stuff going on, and then it cuts to black, and then you go into the next chapter, the next little snippet. I don't know if they got that guy to work on Pariah Nexus or not. I'm just saying it feels that way. And I don't like it. I just fucking let the show run. Do natural cuts. Don't do this like fade to black, chapter 2, part 2, whatever. Like don't do that. It would have been better if it just ran straight through from the scene to scene to scene. But that's my one and only gripe with it so far. I mean, the animation is top notch. Okay, it really is. At first, I was kind of questioning it because at first, like, there's stuff going on, there's characters on the screen, but it's not an action scene, right? I knew I wasn't going to be able to really tell how I felt about the animation until we got to an action scene. And it starts out with just like that Sister of Battle in the temple praying to the Emperor. It starts out with some like Space Marines crash landing on the planet or whatever, but like there's not combat going on. There's not an action scene going on. When the action happens, though, that's when all of my doubts were done away with. Because in particular, the scene where it's the Deathmark Necron is trying to kill like one of the lone surviving Ultramarines. Because the plot of this is like the Necrons, I don't know if it's a Necron tomb world or if like a Necron fleet has invaded this. I think it's a Necron fleet has invaded the Imperial world. But it could have been a tomb world was woken up. I don't know. But the point is, it was Imperium versus Necrons, and you can see that the Imperial Guard, Sisters of Battle, and Ultramarines have been trying to fight off the Necrons, and they've pretty much lost at this point. You see a bunch of dead Ultramarines, and as a fucking basic-ass blueberry bitch boy, fanboy, man, that hurt. Seeing all those Ultramarines dead. But I took it on the chin, because the main gripe with Ultramarines is that they're the poster boys of the franchise and they get more attention than any other Space Marine chapter and blah, blah, blah. And if we watch the trailer for Pariah Nexus, we saw Space Marines in the trailer, but the only chapter that we could clearly make out was the Ultramarines. So I guarantee you everyone was watching the trailer like, oh, here we go, more Ultramarine shit. It's actually not. Are there Ultramarines in it? So far I've seen one living. And he died. Yep. So it sucks, but it's fair to see a piece of 40K like fictional story content in which the Ultramarines are shown that like they can get their ass kicked. I'm fine with it. It sucks, but it's fair. You know, you gotta take them down a peg every once in a while. But the scene where the Deathmark Necron is trying to kill the one, like with the one surviving Ultramarine, top notch, phenomenal. Like you first see this Deathmark go after these Imperial Guardsmen, these basic Imperial Guardsmen soldiers, and they don't stand a fucking chance. He takes them the fuck out, no problem. The Space Marine gives him a little bit of trouble. And I'm actually the combat and the action scene was so well animated and so fluid but fluid and fast. Like they're firing shots, reacting, ducking, diving, reloading, turning around. Like shit was just happening back to back to back, and it did not seem choppy. It did not seem blurry or grainy. It was perfectly animated, and I was on the edge of my seat like, oh my god, is he gonna fucking die or is he gonna kill the Deathmark? Like, I did not know. And then the Deathmark killed him. Like, he actually got the shot off and killed the Space Marine, and I was like, damn. Because for a while there, like, it was the fact that they did the Deathmark versus the Imperial Guardsmen first perfectly set that up, because it shows you how superior, like as a warrior, a Space Marine really is to a normal human guardsman. The guardsman stood no chance against this thing. The Space Marine, the Ultramarine, gave it a little bit of a run for its money. He put up a fight, and I'm sitting there like, does he have what it takes to bring him down? Does he have what it takes to bring... No, the Deathmark killed him. Still not upset. Like, it was a fantastic scene. I fucking loved it. I hope we get to see some Space Marine melee combat, because so far, like, I get it, there's like the war for this planet between the Imperium and the Necrons is about over. Like, the Necrons have pretty much won. That's the story. There's little, seems like pockets of like Imperium survivors and resistance here and there, but for the most part, it's over. And the whole plot, though, is like a Thunderhawk gunship of reinforcement Space Marines from the Salamanders chapter has crash landed, and the episode 1 ends with this Sister of Battle. She finds them, or they find her. The Salamanders do. So now they have some Space Marine reinforcements, which is good, but we saw what just happened to the one Space Marine. Like, he did his damnedest, but he didn't make it. And these Necrons, I don't know that they're really a melee fighting kind of faction. You know, I mean, I'm sure they have melee units, but like that Deathmark that he was fighting, that Deathmark was not going to go engage that Space Marine in melee combat. 100% never going to happen. He's going to portal and teleport around, and it was going to be a shootout, which it was, and it was fantastic. But yeah, the animation is top notch. It's everything I've wanted from an animated 40K TV series. The voice acting is great. Okay, the Sister of Battle, she sounds exactly like how you expect a Sister of Battle to sound. Like, she has a girly, feminine voice. It's not like some like decrepit old nun. She has a very girly, feminine voice, but the dialogue is perfectly written. She speaks like a Adeptus Sororitas. She's super devoted to the Emperor, and you can see that she's hurt by the fact that like that's another good thing about the animation in this is like they conveyed it through the facial expressions of the characters, That like this Sister of Battle is emotionally hurt and traumatized at the fact that she failed her emperor. She failed to defend this world from the Necrons in the name of the emperor, and it fucking bothers her. But now she's got these salamander reinforcements, and we're gonna see what happens. It was great. It was too short. I will say that too. Like, it really left me wanting more. I was immediately like, I want episode 2 right the fuck now. I don't want to wait for it. And that's part of why I kind of wish that it's like, rather than, even though it's only for a few seconds, when it cuts from chapter to chapter or part to part, it only does it for a few seconds. It's like it fades to black. Chapter 2 in white writing. I think each chapter maybe has a subtitle. I don't quite remember. But it's just a few seconds, and then it goes into the next little scene. But it's like, you add all those together, I feel like we could have just had more content. I just want more of the show. That's really what I want. Like, I want more of the show. I want longer episodes. I want more episodes. It's good. Give me more. That's what I'm saying. So, yeah, like I said, animation's top-notch. Voice acting's good. I don't know what more I could be asking for from a Warhammer 40,000 TV series. It's fantastic. And to be honest, I think I've always wanted to see an animated 40K TV show or movie more than a live action. Just because, like, I'm not saying it cannot work in live action. I'm saying I'm not sure. But I've always been very confident that it would work in animated form. And it's proven now. There it is. So I'm hoping that, like, the only downside to this is that it's only available on Warhammer TV, which you have to pay for Warhammer Plus to get. I know it's going to be available to, like, stream illegally. Guys, if you're a 40K fan, don't do it. Don't do it. Just find somewhere, check your bank accounts, find a way to scrounge together enough money to just honestly buy the year subscription to Warhammer TV. Hammer and Bolter is actually pretty entertaining, those episodes of that show. I watched a couple about what's the show about the Angels of Death? It's mostly in black and white, except it's like CGI animation, but it's all in black and white except for the color red. So it's black, white, and red, and it's about the Blood Angels. I watched the little short animation Iron Within. That was pretty sick. Like, I'll be honest with you guys, the Warhammer TV stuff, it's not without its flaws, but overall, I give it a pretty solid. I'm gonna give it a B+ rating. Like Warhammer TV and the content on there, I'm gonna give it a B+ rating. I've been pretty damn entertained by most of it, and Pariah Nexus is them taking it to the next level, right? If we want them, and it's good, it's fantastic. I can't say enough good things about this Pariah Nexus show. Just off of episode 1 alone, it looks fantastic. It is fantastic, and if we want them to keep going, we're going to have to, through the power of our dollar, we're going to have to show them that we like this. I mean, like, people getting on YouTube and making videos like this and saying that it was fantastic, that's all well and good, but, like, what they're really looking for here is money, because I can tell you right now, it costs them money to make this fucking show. They did a really good job with it, and it 100% deserves your dollar. So if you're a 40K fan, especially if you're an Imperium or a Necron fan, find it in your hearts and find it in your wallets and bank accounts to just buy the subscription. Even if you're just going to buy the subscription just long enough to watch Pariah Nexus while the episodes are coming out, do that. But, I mean, I just bought the year subscription. It wasn't that much money. So yeah, that's my quick little review. I told you it was going to be a shorter video for me just because I loved it. I have pretty much nothing but good things to say about it. Those little 2 gripes, like, it felt too short. It left me wanting more, way more, and I did not like how it was broken up with those, like, cut to black chapter part cuts. I didn't like that. Just give me scene to scene to scene, and it would be much better. But not much better, just better. Overall, this is solid A content, A letter grade. I'm not giving it an A+ because I got to reserve that for, like, I have to be really hesitant to give out the A+, you know what I mean? Like, I can't just throw that out there like candy at a parade. But this is solid A. It's not A-, it's A. So it's like a 95 or a 9.5 out of 10. It's fucking fantastic. Highly recommend it. Check it out. But yeah, that's the review. If you like this video, please hit that like button. It really helps out the channel. Hit the notification bell if you want to get notified for when I post new videos. And if you want to help out my channel even further, check out some of my other videos on my channel and maybe subscribe. Other than that, get a discussion started down below. Give me some comments. Who's watched episode 1? Did you like it? Do you not like it? Do you agree with what I said? Do you disagree? Those of you that have watched episode 2, feel free to let me know if it's fucking awesome or not, but please, no spoilers. But yeah, other than that, I'll talk to you guys later.